What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 34, and we start today's episode here with a game against Bournemouth away from home on the, what day is it, mine?
Well, welcome along to you, and a very Merry Christmas. Today it's Martin Tyler and Alan Smith for you in the commentary box.
Yep, it's Christmas Day in career mode, and a classic Premier League Christmas Day fixture is here. Middlesbrough versus Bournemouth, or Bournemouth versus Middlesbrough, I should say. Oh, you got a lot of Christmas Day fixtures. We really look forward to them in real life, and it's great to know that FIFA, their career mode, a realistic simulation of what goes on in real life, features this game on Christmas Day as well. It's good to know EA have added that touch of realism in career mode. But yes, guys, today we take on Bournemouth for the first game of today's episode away from home. And also as well, I do want to say, as this is Saturday morning for you guys, if you do want to see another episode of career mode later on tonight, it's the Saturday double episode upload day chance. If you can get this video to 1,500 likes like you did last weekend, I will upload another episode of career mode later on tonight. So there is your challenge, 1,500 likes for another episode later on tonight. I'm sure you guys can do it. You did it last week. Let's smash it once again and have another episode of career mode later on tonight. So we're doing indeed take on Bournemouth for the first game of today's episode here away from home at the Vitality Stadium. And the first goal of chances fell to us here, but it was still 0-0. But in the 27th minute, we would open scoring. And how about this for a goal as well? Saido Berahino would break his goal drought. It's been a while since Berahino's found the back of the net, and he does find it here. And what a lovely goal it was. Not because of the header, but because of the assist. Victor Fisher pulling one out of the bag. That was absolutely incredible. And this game came just a couple of days after the loss to City. So I rested a lot of players for this game. Berahino was one player that did start, but Fisher came in for his first start in a few games. And how about that to prove your worth to the team? An amazing assist, flicking the ball over his head, delivering a great cross into the centre on the volley, first time as well. And Berahino with a good little header made it 1-0 to the Borough. So 1-0 to the away side. We would take the lead in the first half. Desperate to respond as well after our disappointing loss to City in the last game. And we were in control in the first half, but 12 minutes after the restart, Junior Stanislas had a good chance to equalise for Bournemouth and put his shot over the bar. However, with 14 minutes to go here, Callum Wilson came off the bench against his former club and will be taken down by Wilson. Yes, Wilson taken down by Wilson. This one is Mark Wilson, though, the former Stoke defender. And as you can see, the referee ran over to the Bournemouth number 20, gave him a straight red card and gave him his marching orders. And not a real surprise either. Callum was running through. He's so quick, Wilson, off the bench. He was not going to get caught up. And the only way Wilson, that's Mark Wilson, could prevent him from scoring was to take him down for a last-ditch challenge and basically take one for the team. That's exactly what he did. Wilson sent off. Correct decision from the referee as we won ourselves a free kick just outside the area. It came to nothing, but Bournemouth now down to 10 men, and any chance of them getting back into the game was all but done. So still 1-0, but with 10 minutes to go here, once again, Callum Wilson has the run on the Bournemouth back line. This time, Cook decides not to do what Wilson did and lunge him from behind. Let Wilson go through one-on-one, see if he can score against his former club, and he would as well. Callum Wilson comes off the bench to score a late goal once again. How many times have I said that throughout the series? And I'm sure I'll continue to say it throughout the series. This guy is the definition of clutch. He just scores late goals. That's all he does. It's now his third goal in the Premier League. I believe his fifth in total, as he makes it Bournemouth 0, Middlesbrough 2, and secures the points. And again, it probably wasn't going to mean anything, but that does secure the points. That was the dagger, really, and the game was over at this point. But in stoppage time, as you could see, Bournemouth forced everyone forward for a corner. That included the former Reading goalkeeper, Adam Federici. Was in stoppage time just before the stoppage time. But the goalkeeper came forward for it. Everyone came forward for it. And as you can see, once we cleared the ball away, it fell to Josh Onoma. And Onoma, getting a rare start in the Premier League, would run the length of the pitch and end up hoofing the ball into the back of the net for about 4 yards. I thought I'd be cheeky and just walk the ball in, but then I thought, do you know what? Nah, I'm not going to bowl. Just smash it in, just in case someone makes a last-ditch challenge. So just blasted the ball in. And as you can see, it was the simplest of finishes for Josh Onoma. He won't get a simpler finish in his career. Just hoofs the ball into the roof of the net and scores his first goal in the Premier League this season. So final score, Bournemouth 0, Middlesbrough 3. A great way to bounce back as well. on the back of that very disappointing 2-0 defeat to City in the last game, in the last episode. And right now, as we close out the first half of the season, these are the type of performances we need going into the second half of the season to give us the motivation we need to know that we are good enough to finish in the top 4 come the end of the year. And this goal as well, by the way, I've got to point this out once again. You guys know I'm a sucker for a nice assist. If you watch my FIFA 15 My Player Career mode, you know exactly why. And that was absolutely delicious. I don't think even Doc's back in that series could pull that one off. Unbelievable little ball in Fisher there, and Berahino had the header. So yeah, 3-0 win, a great scoreline. That's also our, I do believe, our 3rd clean sheet in 4 games, or possibly our 2nd clean sheet in 3 games, or something like that. And the thing I've been most impressed about this season is that when we have a bad game, we respond straight afterwards. You saw it in the last episode, we lost to Leicester and then bounced back with a 3-0 win against Stoke. And in this episode, of course, in the last episode, the last game, we lost to City, and then we bounced back there with a big 3-0 win against Bournemouth. So the response this season has been fantastic, and as you can see, with 1 game to go in the first half of the season, we've guaranteed a top 4 place come the end of 19 games. It's been a really good first half of the season for us, and long may it continue. Still, for the second game of today's episode here, we would welcome the newly promoted side Fulham to the Riverside Stadium, and what a fantastic start to the game as well, because just 7 minutes in, Luciano Vietto would continue his fantastic first season at the Riverside Stadium by opening the scoring, getting on the end of a Menendez corner and scoring his 13th, his 12th goal of the Premier League this season. A good little ball by Diego. Vietto wins the header, finds the bottom corner and makes it 1-0 to the Borough. So 12 goals in the Premier League for Vietto this season. Didn't score in the last game against Bournemouth, didn't score against City. 2 games off, it was time for him to respond, and he would as well by making it 1-0 and giving us the early lead in this game. Berahino almost made it 2 from 2 here in the 11th minute. This shot going just wide the post and behind for a goal kick. And then in the 23rd minute here, a good chance for Fulham to get themselves back in the game. As you can see, Davis tries to intercept it, but it comes towards his man. Scott Parker plays it through towards Tom Kearney, and the former Hull City midfielder would make it Middlesbrough 1, Fulham 1. The Scotsman firing the ball into the back of the net and putting the newly promoted side back on level terms. So the boys from Craven Cottage making it 1-1, and what a lovely little back heel this was inside, and a great finish by Tom Kearney. Once he was 1-1 with Pickford, he was not going to miss as he blasted the ball into the bottom corner. So in the 25th minute, Fulham back on level terms, but directly from kickoff, we tried to get ourselves back in front for the 2nd time in the game. Adama sprints through the middle here after coming in from the right-hand side. A good little run from Adama, takes it around 4-5 white shirts and then goes for goal, but sadly blazes the shot just off target and behind and into the stand. So still 1-1, but just a few minutes later, another chance here. Henry Davis wins the ball back here, and our 18-year-old centre-back plays it through towards Vietto. You may have wondered why I didn't give the ball to Ramirez there, who had the better run in on goal as he was going through the middle and had no one with him. Well, the reason I gave it to Vietto is because we know exactly what Vietto can do when he's got the ball inside the area, and that's find the back of the net, and that's what he did. And number 9 scoring once again his 2nd goal of the game, his 13th in the league this season. He is still the top scorer in the Premier League, and I've got to say right now, I'll be disappointed if he doesn't hold on to that come the end of the year. He has been unbelievable in his debut year. What a season our number 9 is having, and the former Atletico Madrid striker puts us back in front. 2-1 then became 3-1 as well in the 33rd minute, so a couple of quick goals here to give us a 2-goal cushion. And the guy that scored the goal was Callum Chambers. Vietto, who scored our first 2 goals, sprinted down the right hand side, crossed it into the centre. Ramirez hit the bar with his header, but Callum Chambers, God knows what he was doing in the area there. I've got no idea. Right back in the 6-yard box, goal hanging, Wembley style, why not? And heads the ball into the open goal. Do you guys still call it Wembley? I don't know, but it's a great header by Chambers. Anyway, outleaping his man and finding the back of the net for his first goal since the Newcastle game and his 2nd all year long. So the former Southampton and Arsenal right back would indeed make it 3-1 to the Borough. Berahino almost made it 4-1 there. His header going just wide the post, but in the first half, we were in control and in the lead by 2 goals. In the second half here, just 9 minutes after the restart, a great chance for Vietto to score his 2nd hat-trick of the season, but unfortunately did the hard work, but couldn't find the back of the net. So still 3-1, but the final chance fell in the 89th minute. Fulham didn't really put us under much pressure in the second half, despite playing okay in the first half. We had a good chance to make it 4-1 as well, just before stoppage time. Ramirez was played forward. It was a great save by Button though, and eventually Fulham got the danger clear. So final score, Middlesbrough 3, Fulham 1, back-to-back wins for the Borough. A great way to respond as well after the game against Manchester City. Such a disappointing defeat, but 2 really solid wins here against Bournemouth and Fulham. And I got to say as well, you know, I am so happy I decided to buy Luciano Vietto from Atletico Madrid, because the Argentine striker is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he really is, and I discussed it when we first sign him. He reminds me so much of Angel Correa in my Hamburg save. If you watched that one, thank you very much if you did. I had a lot of fun at the Volkspark Stadion. But he really is just like such a similar player, you know, in every single asset, in every single part of his game. His positives really just seem so similar to the positives that Correa had for me. He's so agile, so nimble, so good on his feet, and such a great all-round striker, and most importantly, a regular, consistent goal scorer. We didn't have that last year, now we do, and that's why this season I'm really confident about chances of finishing in the Champions League coming the end of this season. We just missed out last year by a point. I was gutted about it. You guys knew about that. I was so devastated. I wanted to do something I'd never done before, and that was get a Premier League side into the top 4 in the first season. We missed out by a point. I'm determined this year to not let it happen again, and if Vieto stays fit, we've got as good a chance as anyone else in the league. But still, following that, as you can see, a useful monthly report and also a transfer offer for Berahino here. £23 million from Wolfsburg for the former West Brom striker. How about that? But I decided to reject it because Berahino and Vieto this season have been a great strike partnership, combined for 21 goals in the Premier League. So selling Berahino, he may not be as good as Vieto, but it will make no sense to weaken our strike partnership up top, because right now, yes, of course the money would be good, but the form is the most important thing, and scoring goals is the most important thing. So we're keeping Berahino here. We'll definitely keep Vieto here, that's for sure. And neither of those guys are leaving the Riverside Stadium come the end of the season or in a January transfer window, which I should have said instead, because it's the January transfer window is just open now, not the summer transfer window. So yes, the January transfer window is now open in career mode. And a question for you guys as well: what should we do in the transfer window? Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any ideas for what I should look to do with my squad, because right now, as you can see, the squad is doing quite well. You know, most players are improving, some players are decreasing, only a couple here and there. Most players are doing really well right now, and I've got to say, I have no plans to do anything in January. We have no money whatsoever right now, absolutely no money whatsoever, so signing a player is not possible unless we sell a player. And to be honest, I don't really think we should sell a player, because our squad is really good. We're in form right now, we're looking very strong as a unit. I think the chemistry is really good in this team right now, and that's very important for me. So I think right now we should just keep the side that is. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Who should we look to sell in order to bring someone in? Let me know in the comments, because again, right now I'm happy with the team. As you can see, definitely happy with the league table as well. 3rd place after 19 games, only 4 points off top, which is Spurs right now. But if you guys think I should do something in the January transfer window, let me know in the comment section down below. Any tips, any suggestions, open to all suggestions. And yeah, we'll see what we should do in the January transfer window. But that will end this morning's episode of the FIFA 17 career mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Don't forget 1,500 likes and I'll upload another episode of career mode later on tonight after all the football. So there's your challenge, 1,500 likes, and another episode goes up later on tonight. But thank you for watching this one though. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like, and hopefully I'll see you for the next episode of the FIFA 17 career mode very soon.